Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down big topics into clear, understandable pieces. Today, we're diving into something huge the European Union is working on, and it all starts with one question.
What if your cash became digital? Sounds pretty simple, right? But that one question is at the heart of a massive, and let's be honest, pretty controversial new project called the digital euro.
So, let's get into it. We're going to figure out what this digital euro thing is all about, why it's even being built, and maybe most importantly, why it has so many people talking about the future of our money.
All right, first things first. To really get what the digital euro is supposed to be, we kind of have to take a quick look at the money we already use every day. Right now, you've basically got three types of money floating around. You've got cash, right? That's public money issued by the central bank. It's physical, it's anonymous. Then you have your bank deposits. That's private money created by commercial banks. It's digital and it's definitely traceable. And of course, then you have crypto, which is a whole different beast. So where does the digital euro fit in? Well, it's trying to create a brand new category here. It's designed to be public money, just like cash, but in a purely digital form. You could call it an official digital twin for the notes and coins you have in your pocket.
Okay, here's a great way to think about it. Imagine your physical cash and your digital bank account had a baby. That baby is the digital euro. And the huge question everyone is asking is, who does it take after more? The anonymous private parent, that's cash, or the traceable, controlled parent, the bank account? That right there is the core of this entire debate.
So you can see the tension here. But what's the official story? Why does the European Central Bank, the ECB, say Europe absolutely needs this? Well, according to them, it's all about strategic autonomy. They're talking about reducing Europe's reliance on non-EU payment giants like Visa and MasterCard. They want more competition to lower fees for merchants. And they want a resilient public system that could work even if private ones fail, including offline. It's also about financial inclusion and sparking new innovation right there in Europe.
And this quote from Philip Lane at the ECB really nails it. He's saying Europe's reliance on foreign companies has gotten, well, pretty extreme. Think about it. Every time you tap your card, there's a good chance that payment is being handled by an American company. The ECB sees that as a vulnerability, a lack of control that they want to fix.
Okay, so that's the official pitch. But there is a very different take on all this. Let's flip the coin and look at why critics are so worried.
For a lot of people, this isn't about convenience. It's about control. As commentator Mark Vidal puts it, the fear is that this isn't just about creating a new form of money, it's about controlling it. And for him, that's basically the same as stealing it.
The big fears really boil down to a few key things. Surveillance, the idea that the government could see every single transaction. The loss of anonymity, saying goodbye to the privacy that cash gives you. And then there's this really big one, programmable money. The idea that your money could be programmed with rules, like it could expire or you could only spend it on certain things. It's a scary thought for a lot of people.
Now, this is a super important point. The ECB has been really clear, saying the digital euro will never be programmable. Okay, but they also say that private companies like your bank could build optional services on top of it called conditional payments, like automatically paying your rent. To the critics, this feels like a bit of a word game. Is it just a loophole to bring in that control through the back door? That's the worry.
Okay, so we've heard both sides of the argument. You've got the official case and you've got the serious concerns. So let's get into the nuts and bolts. How would this thing actually work in practice?
The system is designed so that you're not dealing directly with the ECB. No, you'd still go through your normal bank. The ECB would create the digital euros, but your bank would distribute them to you in a digital wallet, probably right inside the banking app you already use.
And here's a really key feature. There are going to be two modes, online and offline. The online mode would work just like your current digital payments, traceable, secure, all that stuff. But the offline mode, that's the one everyone's watching. It's designed for device-to-device payments, like phone-to-phone, with no internet needed. And crucially, it's supposed to have cash-like privacy.
There's a catch, though. To stop everyone from just yanking all their money out of regular banks, which could cause some serious problems, the ECB is talking about a holding limit, basically a cap on how much digital euro you can have at one time. The number they've thrown around a lot is around 3,000 euros.
And this is where we hit our first big knowledge gap. That limit is not set in stone. And honestly, it raises an even bigger question. How do you convince people who love the total privacy of cash to switch to a digital version, even one that promises some privacy? That's a really tough sell. Okay, so there are a lot of unanswered questions here, and it's important to remember this whole thing is not happening overnight. So let's look at the road ahead. What's the timeline and what should we be watching for?
Right now, we're in what they're calling the preparation phase, which wraps up in late 2025. Then, and this is a big then, it has to get a political green light from EU lawmakers. If all that happens, we probably wouldn't see a rollout to the public until 2028, maybe even 2029.
So, what are the big things to keep an eye on? The final legislation is huge. Will those privacy promises actually be baked into law? Where will that holding limit end up? How is that offline tech really going to work in practice? And will businesses be forced to accept it? All big, open questions.
And that brings us to our next major knowledge gap, and it's really the core dilemma of this entire project. Can they possibly build something that satisfies both the privacy advocates and the security regulators? Can you have something that's truly private like cash, but also secure and compliant online? That is the billion-euro question, literally.
So, when you boil it all down, we're left with this one massive question. Is this a tool for convenience and European sovereignty, or is it a tool for control?
And the answer isn't going to be in the tech. It's going to be in the final design, in the laws that get passed over the next few years. Because what's really happening here is that they're not just redesigning money. They're redesigning the fundamental relationship between you, the citizen, and the state. And that's something we all need to pay very close attention to.